you better. Cause you want this, I want this. Everybody in this, what should have it? Stop illusions, it's in your hands. Show yourself, reveal it to them. You better take the time to recognize it. You won't leave me even if I tried it. You're the artist, and the medicine. Happily be found the new in your hands.
What's up, everybody? I've had some technical problems and difficulties. So I have a brand new link. I promoted that other link and it is no longer. So I hope you guys tap in with me here. I'm going to send out another text message. And yes, because today is so important, you guys. Today is so important. So I had to make sure that everything went right because I just, had to make sure. So I'm here now. I hope you guys can find me. I hope everybody can find me here because today is too important for me to not have, what's about to happen. Because guys, I just have had the honor. I have had the honor and I've had the privilege of working with some phenomenal, amazing souls. And so I want to make sure that everything goes smoothly from here on out. I think they added this new feature inside of StreamYard. So it kind of ruined that last link I was on, but that's okay. All we do is we get our resilience pants on and we shift gears and keep on going. And everybody's here. The ladies are in the back. Guys, I'm super excited about today. Thank you, Amanda, John, what's up? You guys, thank you for working with me here. I know this is not the link that it was supposed to be, but we are here now. And I'm very happy and excited to be here with everybody. So you guys, I really, really wanted today to be so just out there, which I've promoted this thing like crazy. So it's crazy that the link didn't work, but everything happens for divine purpose and reason is what I've really learned to understand and just go with the flow. When things don't happen the way that you want them to happen, there's always a purpose and a reason why. So we're here now. And I just want to just let you guys know that I work with some very amazing souls, some amazing women that I'm going to be talking about and two today. And I see a lot of myself in them. It's like going through rough periods in your life and then just really, putting your big girl pants on and just kind of pushing through things to really try to be the best person that you can possibly be walking through this life. And after you've gone through so much stuff, for people to be dedicated enough to commit to themselves and commit to their healing, it means the world to me. And it's adding to the collective consciousness of helping positivity circulate through this world. And it was crazy because I was in deep meditation the other day, deep meditation. I always go into about a 2-hour meditation on the weekends, which I really highly recommend, by the way, if anyone out there has some extra time. But during this meditation, it's just each time I see what life really is about. And it's connection. We are all connected. Everything is connected. I am looking at you, you're looking at me, but it's really just a mirror of us. And when we can raise our vibration, when we can dive into ourselves, honor ourselves enough to want to be better, to want to feel better, to want to act better, it raises the collective frequency of the entire planet. Yes, this is the real life. Sorry about the other craziness that happened, but yes, I am here and I am here now. But that's why I just honor the people that really dive into this journey of work on themselves because it raises the collective frequency. Dr. Patrick Porter told me the other day that the minute that you think something, that thought can travel 10,000 miles, 10,000 miles away, 10,000. So you're affecting people around you in a 10-mile radius, 10,000 mile radius when you're thinking thoughts. And think about it. It's all energy. It's all energy. So it's just the people that really commit to this journey and that commit to themselves. It just shows how much love they have for the planet, love they have for the collective, love they have for them. And in these deep meditations that I have, it was one crazy moment because I really went into that space place and I saw myself and I was on this platform. It looks like a tree and it was like a weird platform thing. And I was standing on the platform and I was speaking. And then all of a sudden the platform rose up. Guys, I felt like I was in a psychedelic journey. I swear to God, when it was so clear. This platform rose up with me on it. And like my view came from underneath. And then what I saw was the connection of me to the earth and then all of these other people that were below. And then all of a sudden I looked around and they were circling around me. They were circling over this way. They were above me. And that's my way of my consciousness or my connection showing me that, guys, we are all freaking connected, every single last one of us. And when we can have reverence for one another and respect and honor one another, I mean, life truly changes. And it's like we've been systemized and manipulated and taught that things have to be a certain way or else it's wrong, right? Like we have been grown up in a religion. Oh, well, the other religions are wrong. Or we've grew up in a certain culture. Well, those other cultures are wrong. I mean, since I was a young child, I mean, this is how the energy was. It's like, well, it's our way or the highway. So we've kind of been systemized to believe that someone else believing something else is wrong. And I really want to shift that consciousness because we are all so beautifully connected and different points of view are so interesting to me. That's why my podcast is called Unlimited. That's why I have all of these different people with all of this different knowledge and wisdom on my show, because I want to have an open mind when it comes to other people's beliefs. Because if you think about it, if we all believe the same freaking thing, it would be so boring. Everything would be so flat. There would be no dynamic conversations. Everything would just be like, oh. And so I want people to be able to learn how to respect another person and their belief system. And you know what? Let me just give one quick example before I bring my first beautiful lady on here. My mother, I grew up Presbyterian Christian in church. I mean, I was singing in the choir. So like Wednesdays, I was like going to Sunday school and doing all the church things, right? And as I grew older, I started to have my own beliefs and I stopped going to church. And I definitely was not a devout Christian, right? Growing up, I just started looking into other things and some things made sense, some things didn't. So I took what made sense and I left what didn't in my brain, right? And my mother, though, she is so deep into that world. I mean, she does not miss church. I mean, she still works with the church and does all of her volunteer work with the church. I mean, she just sent me some pictures right before I got on here. She was feeding a homeless shelter with my brother that was through the church. And so she's believed so deeply. She's like begging me, you just have to have a mustard seed to be able to be saved. You know what I'm saying? Like her belief system. And so I have learned to allow her to have her belief system because what she believes deeply in her core, it helps her. It brings her peace. And if she were to not have that belief and feel strong in that belief and have the community of people that she's been to church with for over decades, right? Then her mind, her body, she would be stressed. So who am I to tell her what she needs to believe? You know what I'm saying? And the only reason that she told me, oh, you just have to have the belief of a mustard seed to get saved. I mean, she's just worried about me, but my mom has never forced me to believe anything in my life. So it's like respect of one another and understanding that that certain belief system of another person's, man, it serves them. And if it serves them and if it helps them, whoa, like, thank God, thank God, because I want people out here to feel loved, held, and peaceful. And I'm so happy that I got back rooted with my source God universe, because for a while there, I didn't pray. For a while there, I didn't talk to God. I just walked around kind of empty. And I was the most lost that I've ever been. And maybe it's Sunday and this is why I'm talking in this, but I mean, I'm just feeling a little called just to really just respect other people's belief systems and not try to change someone's mind. If I were to bring my mother all of my beliefs, my mom would first of all look at me like I'm crazy. Then she would probably judge me. And if I try to force my beliefs on her, it's annoying. Like, thinking about it. If your friends try to force their beliefs onto you, that's irritating. Like, dude, just back off. Like, the minute another human tells you what to do, you really don't want to do it. A lot of us have that thing, and then definitely me. So it's like accepting people for who they are, respecting them for their beliefs, and then understanding that those beliefs within them make them a better person and help them get through this hard life. Because, geez, this life is pretty hard. And today is about addiction and stagnation in life and rebirth of that, right? And a lot of you guys know my story. I mean, I was doing, like, started smoking weed at 11. I started drinking at 11. I started trying to sell weed at 12. I mean, I was out here. Okay. Then I got into the real stuff when I started being a stripper. So, I've had all the lives and been through all the stagnation and all the addictions. And I was able to climb my way out of all of that and create a life that I'm very proud of today, completely sober of all of that. And even, I stopped drinking probably about 4 years ago. I've probably had about 8 drinks in the last 4 years. I just don't really like it anymore. And I understand that alcohol is a poison for your body. So I just choose not to. And I love cannabis, and I love psychedelics. And I think that when you use them and honor them sacredly in ceremony, then it's a beautiful tool to help raise your awareness and see things that you cannot see naturally. But I even gave up weed. I gave up cannabis because I realized that I wanted my head to be clear. I wanted to be all the way connected all the time. And for me personally, not that I judge anybody that does any of those things, for me personally, it has brought so much positivity, clarity, connection into my life. So I can come from a place of knowing that I have been down in the depths of addiction, coming out of drug binges for 3 months, looking like a freaking like Skeletor, looking in the mirror like, oh my God, am I dead? Like, what happened to me? All the way to now, where honestly, I'm trying to lose a little weight right now. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I put those things away. I started to see what is really meant for me and my journey in this life. And some of the women that are going to be talking today have gone through some of the same things. And so I just wanted to bring them up to share their beautiful stories and to talk about us working together. Because again, when you commit to this work, when you commit, it's not even the work, it's yourself. When you give yourself that time, that energy, that respect, it's like the world will mirror that back to you. And they have made some incredible, incredible leaps since I have even known them. So anyways, that was my little spiel, guys. And I'm glad that everyone found me again, because I was like, oh my God, the other link didn't work. Vila, are you ready? Nod your head if you're ready, or you ready? Okay. I'm bringing my beautiful friend, guys, Vila, up here with me now. Hey, girl. Hey. You look beautiful. You do. You look so beautiful. Thank you so much for being here with me today. And I just wanted to, yes, I wanted to shed some light on you and your story, because, man, it's like you shared some things with me that blew my socks off. And I'm like, this beautiful, strong woman. So many people go through things that nobody even would expect or know about. So do you want to share just a little bit about your story and how kind of you got here?
Well, my story. I just grew up in a household where my mom was really supportive up to a point until she met this man. And this man, he raped me when I was 13, and she decided to marry him. He only did 4 years in jail. She sent him letters, and her girlfriend retrieved the letters. I knew what was going on, but, if I mentioned something to her, she would just write me off, and tell me lies that she's not seeing him anymore and things like that. Now, my oldest sister and my brother, were the only ones that really stood up for me. And, I was thankful that I had somebody on my side. My brother would terrorize the guy. He actually just ended up pulling the plug on my mother when she was in the hospital and had pneumonia. She was way older than him, like by 30 years. So he was tired of taking care of her. He was abusive towards her. So coming out of that, um, I met a guy that I thought was wonderful. Found out he was a narcissist, and just ended up leaving him because I realized that wasn't where I wanted to be, because our child, I had a baby by him, and our child just wasn't being supported like she should have been. And I just felt that he didn't have that support when he grew up, so he didn't know how to support. But still, you know right from wrong, better when you do things, especially when it comes to kids.
Yeah.
So no reinforcement of her education held her back. And I went through that.
Do you feel like because of what you went through as a child that you kind of attracted this same type of thing? That's usually what happens to us when we get abused children. We usually attract the same type of person into a relationship with us as we get older.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's very
and it's because
true.
We're wired for that.
But at the same time, if you don't have someone behind you educating you and telling you, hey, this is not the person that you should be with, or watch out for these kind of guys. If you don't have that, then you just don't know.
Exactly.
That's just like I think Monique was talking about. Her husband had to teach her how to do feminine hygiene type things, because she wasn't taught. So
right. Oh, we're systemized. We are not taught any of this stuff, which is why I try to speak so loudly about it, because we go through life thinking that this is the way it's supposed to be. And it's like, no, there's so much more beauty and power out there once you can break these patterns within us. I mean, you're literally, when you go through something like that as a child, your nervous system and brain is wired for that. And that is your norm, right? That is how you see life to be. And because you're not taught any different or to look at anything different, you're literally looking for that. So the minute that you kind of learn about this and learn how to rewire is when your life can change. But until then, it's like you just think that this is normal. I thought it was supposed to feel like crap all day, and I was just supposed to be empty, and this is just what life was.
Well, I knew what happened to me was wrong. I didn't agree with anything that happened to me. The only thing I didn't like is that I was in junior high, and everybody in junior high knew what happened to me. Everybody knew in high school what happened to me. So everybody always came up to me saying, yeah, I saw your mom with that guy, and I would just cry. And, it was horrible. It was bad, and, I had my best friend, and I would talk to him. And I think I would just talk to anybody that I could just to get it out, And I think people got tired of talking to me because of what I was going through, because my conversation was the same thing over and over again. But now that I'm older, I realize a lot of things that I didn't realize when I was growing up, and especially I don't even allow any kind of disrespect or any kind of anything that has to do with negativity into my life anymore. It's
Beautiful.
just not going to fly.
Yes, boundaries. That's beautiful. So, Vila, where were you at really? I mean, I've known you a little bit for a while now. And where were you emotionally and mentally before we started working together?
Okay, so when I saw you with Billy Carson, and you always came up with these ideas of, different things to heal your body, And I was like, wow, I would love to be her to be my mentor. This is what I thought, seriously, this is what I thought. And I said, man, if she ever does something like this, I'm joining. And when you had, opened up your mentoring session, I joined. Now, before I met you, oh God, I was going through so much. I mean, I'm still going through a lot of stuff, but I have found ways to cope better. I was highly stressed. I'm going to school. Excuse me. I'm going to school. Yes. And I'm also just working on writing a book.
Yes. Yes. Do it, girl.
And I'm gonna do a few other things, that's in the works. So amazing. I've been really, I got myself together. I've been doing a lot of research. I'm more positive. My thoughts are more positive. I've been doing more meditations. Your classes offer so much. You have so many things that people could do to elevate themselves. So that's what I've been doing is in your classes, I've been elevating myself and improving my overall health. I connected with
Chelsea.
Oh my God. I connected with Chelsea and she actually helped me out a lot. She had a lot of insight into the things that I need to be doing. And I followed what she said, and I meet with her again next month.
Nice.
Nathaniel, I am working with him.
Nice.
Yeah, with the Reiki.
Yes. Yeah, so amazing.
And how's that feeling for you? Oh, it's actually, my first time working with him. I didn't realize it until I got up out the bed after he did his Reiki session. I had so much energy. And I had such a more positive outlook. I started exercising actually because I hadn't been doing it. So, I mean, I feel a lot better. He said that he would continue working with me every morning. He'll be doing his Reiki sessions.
Nice.
Oh, it's been amazing. I'm glad I connected with you because you've been amazing. You've been an amazing mentor. So I have to say thank you.
Thank you so much, Vila. It makes my heart feel so full when I see the change that this work can make. And it's not me. I'm just a conduit of information. I'm just like that's all I am. So when I see that your dedication and you're just to you, like I was saying before I even brought you up, it means the world to me, because the better that we can make ourselves, the better we make the planet, the better we make other people, the better we make for future generations.
Yeah.
And at some point, it's not going to be all of this craziness with all of this BS happening to us when we're younger. I mean, the toxicity will eventually leave if all of us decide to really work back on ourselves. We'll pass that down to our younger, generations. And it's really powerful. So what was the biggest pattern or block that you had to face when we first started, and how did it start to shift for you?
Being consistent. Being consistent and organized is where I had my blocks. And just like I said, going through your classes, I really changed a whole lot because I wouldn't even have made it through this semester, I don't think. I really wouldn't have made it through this semester. I'm just like, I got so much going on. But I'm just like gliding through it. I'm doing what I got to do and getting it done.
I love that so much. Well, it's like we learn a lot of rewiring, it's all rewiring patterns. I mean, it's not our fault. Sometimes that we think that we're just F-ups. You know what I'm saying? Like we just think that it's our fault, that our life is like this and that we can't focus. And usually it's a hardware problem. We are wired that way until we learn to become aware of those patterns and then how to break them. So I know that we do a lot of repatterning in our classes.
And I've connected with a lot of positive people too,
Mm-hmm.
that have helped me,
Yeah.
with elevating myself. I mean, I wished I was better prepared for this, because I would have had so much more to
Okay.
say, to be
Girl.
honest with you.
I like things natural and just whatever comes to you. This is your heart speaking right now. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
not thinking from minds. You're thinking from pure heart. And that's how I kind of want to, have everybody on here. Just boop. I think I told you guys a couple of days. I was like, listen, can y'all come on with me?
You
So
did.
I don't want anyone to because this is raw. This is authentic. This is you. And so, what would you tell people, Vila, if someone is in the middle of an emotional crash out, or someone is addicted to something, or addicted to toxic cycles and stagnant in life? What would you tell that person?
I would try to tell them to, they need to get some type of support. They need to see a psychiatrist that deals with addiction.
Mm-hmm.
And, not to continue on that way. It depends upon what they want to do. If that's what they want to do, because a lot of people, if they're addicted, they want to do what they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
They're not ready, but uh, things can change. Life can get better. You
Yes.
don't have to stay in that addictive pattern.
Mm-hmm.
You can elevate yourselves, and you can do better, in life, but you have to want to.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Well, Vila, you're so inspiring for me. This is one of my favorite parts of what I do is just seeing people change from the beginning to where we're at now, and really just take hold of their lives, and really see the benefit, and connecting with other people, like-minded people, and then spreading this good word. And I mean, you probably gave somebody out there today hope that they can one day really feel better, do some of the things that you've accomplished. So I honor you so much, Vila, and I just want to thank you so much for being here with me today. I know I popped this on you like, hey girl, so
I wasn't ready for this, but I'm glad I did it.
thank you so much, Vila. I'll see you at our next mastermind. And
Okay.
yes, I love you so much. Thank you for
I
being here
love
with me
you
today.
too. Thank
All
you.
right.
Okay.
Guys, this is Vila. She's amazing. She's amazing, guys. Oh my goodness. I mean, I feel so inspired after I really just talk to these beautiful souls. It's like, and I see some of my community in the chat. What's up, guys? What's up, guys? Okay. Next up, let me see who I feel. Hold on. I got Tiffany and I got Scully. Let me see. It's saying Scully. We're bringing Scully up. And Scully. Let me unmute you. What's up, girl?
Hi. How's it going?
How are you? Thank you for being here with me today,
I'm
guys.
good.
This is another beautiful soul from my mentorship program. Someone I've been coaching for how long now? A couple months, huh?
It's been a couple of months. Yeah, I'd say at least like a season's worth. So what, like 3?
Yeah, probably so. Probably so. There's something funky with your camera.
Oh, okay. Here, I bet you it's because of the back. Let me.
Oh, you just
stop
came back.
it.
Well, it's still a little bit. It's okay though, because I can hear you. Oh, you good. Right there.
Yeah, I am going
Gotcha.
to get this background off. And I bet you that'll help.
Gotcha. I
Better?
see now. Yes, perfect. So,
You
Scully,
guys
you
get to see where I actually am.
Scully, tell people a little bit about your story and where you come from and what you've been through, and inspire some souls.
Woo! Do you have
Give
a
us
little time? Okay, so geez, I've lived a lot of lives. Okay, so I mean, it could be a Netflix original, really, with a bunch of series and stuff. So I grew up in a household where, like, my dad was he still is musician, and my mom was a stay-at-home mom, and she was like a healer in her own right. Like, we never went to the doctor. She didn't believe in that crap. And so I grew up without candy and stuff. You know, spirulina tabs was candy. So Green Mouth Nation. Um, and then my dad was off, you know, he was in Mariah Carey's band for the first 13 years of her career. Like, we went to the Grammys, that kind of stuff. But, you know, we had a very simple life. All of you out there that think that the musicians live it up, think again. So I grew up in that, and like, it was a loving household. Of course, like, my parents were very young. They left home when they were very young, and they were learning to be adults and parents at the same time. So, you know, there was that. I grew up in love with like magic and dragons and stuff, and classical ballet and all that. But then, like, I knew that there was something wrong with the adult life I was watching around me. Everybody was very, you know, like, sad and constantly working and bills, and then you die, or, you know, it's like, this can't be real. But like, as I grew up, I just wanted to be me. I just wanted to know what life was really about. I wanted community. And when I was young, I would try to like connect with different kids, but they wouldn't like me for some reason, like pair up or gang up. And like, I would be on the outs, and it's like, okay, what did I do? You know, because you just want to belong. And so fast forward to like hormones. Let's add hormones onto it, and confusion. It's not like we're, you know, guided when we're in junior high and high school, right? We are not in our small villages or whatnot, where the dudes go off and, you know, get their first stag together and they learn all these things, or the women are together, etc.
No.
You know, like, we're all just shoved into these government things, and whatever happens, happens. And so, like, I was in classical ballet for like 13 years, and that had to end because it was very expensive. But I shifted into like going into the underground rave scene. And because high school just sucked. I mean, I could have done without it, really. But once I went into the underground rave scene, it was like there's a bunch of like weirdos like me, right? And of course, the magical land kind of went away once I started doing hard drugs for like a living almost. It was fun at first, but the fun will go away at some point, because that's just naturally what happens. And so, of course, like, my first boyfriend, the drug dealer, I picked a winner. And he was very like, you know, like predatory almost, and like, you know, because most drug dealers are like, I need the girlfriend to like live with, and to like, you know, create this life where I don't really have to worry about shit but like my drugs and selling them and shit. So our life was very chaotic and abusive, in all the abusives, mentally, verbally, physically, all of the things. And so, and it ended really traumatically, because like, this girl who I thought was my best friend had a front row seat to everything. They were like seeing each other behind my back for like a couple like months or something. Like, I just remember being at my parents' house, because like, I couldn't hold a job, of course, because I was always like doing drugs or whatever, and I ended up back at their house. And then one day I get an email from him, and he's all like, we should break up. And then a couple days later, she calls me, and she's like, well, I think that I want to give you the choice if you want to be my friend or not, because I've been seeing him, blah, blah. And I mean, my whole life like pretty much crumbled from there. But it's just like all the drugs and whatnot. And then the second abusive was neglect. And he was drinking and doing and smoking and just numb to everything. And I had like a couple of miscarriages with him, and he wasn't present for me. Like, it was so traumatic. I've wanted kids my whole life. And the fact that they wouldn't stay, like, I mean, I can't even tell you what the pain is like. So, you know, to not have him. And then one day of course, there's so much to say, but there was one day he went outside to smoke a cigarette like he usually did for a million years. And then he came back into the house. And I told him straight up to his face, like 2 days before our 10-year anniversary, I was like, this isn't like working for me anymore. Like, we should just be friends or something, you know, I don't want to like suffer anymore with you. And so there was like a lot of months where I just kind of couch surfed and lived with my parents and friends and stuff. But I still kept doing like drugs. There was like, I kept looking on the outside to help me be whole. Outside. I mean, everything's in here that you need, but I didn't realize that yet. Until one day, like, I was so flippin' high on like so much amphetamines and stuff that one day I had to look at myself. I made myself look at me in the mirror. And I mean, it was so painful to look at myself, but out loud, I was like, wow, girl, you're going to die. Like, you're going to kill yourself. And so from that point forward, I decided to just cold stop everything.
Wow. So you cold turkeyed.
Cold turkeyed. I didn't go to an establishment or anything because I didn't want people telling me what they thought I should have and do and stuff. I just wanted to go
do it
and hide it. And they come back out at some point. You know?
How long ago was that, Scully? How long ago was that?
2018, 2019.
Nice.
Somewhere around there.
Was it very difficult for you to stay off of it? Or once you made that decision, were you holding on to that decision? I mean, was your body physically addicted? Like,
it was really rough because, you know, like, your body is used to certain chemicals assisting or whatever. And so there's a period of time where I was just really uncomfortable all the time. And like, I think I was sucking down bottles of, like, because I love herbs. Like, I have my clinical herbalist certification. I was like, skullcap, lemon balm, kava, you know, but like unnecessary amounts. And when you do high amounts of anything, it's not good for you. But they were helping me, all my plant allies and stuff. And just, I went to the beach all the time because the beach is, you know, negative ion charge, you know, your grounding thing, girl. And so because I chose to to free myself of all that stuff, I got a job at Whole Foods Market. I became a supervisor within months. I met my present husband, like, and to stay away from everything, to answer your question, he said he had to like leave California to go live in Oregon. And we weren't even 6 months old. But, you know, I'm a Sag moon, so adventure time, let's go. And and I went because, I mean, I already knew where I was, what was around me, like what if I fell back into things, you know? And so I left all of that behind.
Beautiful. So Scully, where were you at emotionally or mentally before we started working together? This is a strength, because I mean, wow.
Yeah, I like the epitome of lonely and disconnected. I live really remotely. I'm homesteading with my husband, so we're out there. I went from city life for 38 years to complete, like, out in the wild almost. And so I've been watching you since you were with Billy Carson. And then when you, like, there's the Earth book and like all the, you were explaining it on a scientific level and stuff. And I was like, all right, I'm looking at you, girl, because I'm vibing with this. This is how I kind of grew up with my mom, Yeah. And so, and like the grounding with the beach and everything. And then you did a book club for a hot minute, and I was just like, oh, she's doing something on her own. Let's go. Yeah. And then you started, the mentorship and stuff. And I was just like, I didn't even ask. I was just, there's a soul connection. Like I had to be there. Yeah. And so in the like solitude and being lonely and disconnected, when you connected back with source, God, what you call it, I was just like something locked onto that with me. And I was just like, something told me, go outside for a walk right now. It's time to get connected. And I was just all like, okay, let's go. I went out for a walk. There's this whole, like, I'm probably 4,500 feet. And so there's this bit where I can see all the canyons and like mountains out in the forefront. And I looked at it. I took off my shoes, because you're like, take off your shoes as much as you can. And I was like, okay, I'm taking off my shoes. and it was a gorgeous day. And all of a sudden, I felt like this rush of unconditional love that I've never felt before, ever. And I just started crying because I've never been filled up like that before.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, holy potato sacks, Batman. This is what Elisabeth was talking about when she did her thing. Yeah. And so I'm connecting with Prime Creator and like crying and like my vision got all more colorful and stuff. Like on a cellular level, I was affected. So there's that was the most profound thing that you've done for me.
Ooh, that gives me chills. Girl, I'm sitting here getting chills, like, because I know that feeling. It almost takes away, I always had this underlying anxiety, even when I thought I was all better and I was living my best life. But there was always this underlying anxiety. It was like just uncomfortable. Like I wasn't belonging anywhere.
Yeah.
And it was only until, I got back connected that I was like, oh, that's gone. I'm like, this anxiety, that underlying anxiety is gone. I don't feel like I'm standing on unsteady ground anymore,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We're all one, like that whole thing happened. And then, I've always loved animals, plants and everything. And I've always had like dragonflies around and ravens and quail and all these things. But then once I got connected, because I'm like, I love like shaman type stuff. So anything that connects you to the earth and whatnot. And so when I got connected that day, I like literally like big groups of like deer would be around. Like bucks would start walking by in like the dark night. Like all these signs and signals of me being connected and not alone. It's all one, alone, right? So I was just like, things have been happening in my life that I never thought would happen. So everyone else gets to succeed. Like, why would that happen to me? I'm no one special, which couldn't be further from the truth. But, then I met with Chelsea too.
Yeah.
And we connected with my higher ups, and it's like, now I know my soul purpose. And then like Debbie Doschlinger, I can't say her name.
Yeah.
So now I'm connected with her, like we're buddies. And she's a gorgeous shaman and she's about to start teaching. And I was like, I've wanted to do that for longer than I thought, especially after Chelsea. I'm supposed to be somewhat of an earth shaman, right? Like, just so much. Like, I'm connected. I know my soul purpose. You know, like, I've been sober off of drugs since 2019. I just recently stopped drinking. Like there's so much magic in my life since you've been involved in my life.
It's beautiful. It's so beautiful. I can feel the power coming through the freaking camera, and you speak so well. So I know, Scully, that a lot of people are going to know your name, you know, sometime very soon, because I feel it. And your story is so powerful. So what would you tell somebody that's stuck in addiction, stagnation, emotional crash outs right now? Like, what would you tell them about this process?
The process. Get back to nature.
Mm-hmm.
Get back to nature.
Yes.
Leave where you are. Leave the surroundings. Leave the familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Leave access to things. Get away from it for a long period of time in nature.
Yes.
And no matter how long it takes, nature will free you. She will nurture you. She will heal you. Be surrounded by people who unconditionally love you.
Yeah.
Who want you to succeed. And if that's just you, fine. Leave. Go somewhere where you can be away from all that and be in nature. And I just know you'll live your best life, what you're supposed to do, you know?
Yeah.
So,
beautiful. Yeah. Equitable relationships. 2026 is all about equitable relationships, guys. I feel like a lot of the people in my community, just like you, Scully, just like myself, have always just done for others and lived other people's lives almost because we're serving. And so equitable relationships is the name of the game for 2026. Okay. Like, no one's allowed like around me if it's not some even energy, even exchange type thing, because if you're not, you know, boosting, then you're pulling away. So it's like, yeah,
that's how I feel too. Like, I'm a Capricorn. They call it the Capricorn cold shoulder. It's just like, you know, if it's not vibing and, you know, it's nothing personal, but, you know,
exactly.
Have fun. Have a good life. Gotta go.
Well, Scully, thank you so much for being here with me today. I appreciate and love you so much.
I love
You're
you
an
too.
inspiration, and that's definitely why I wanted to bring you up here to talk about your story and your beautiful light. So thank you so much. I'm so honored to have you and be working with you.
I'll hug you. Hugging.
All right, girl. Peace, love. Guys, that was Scully. Wow, freaking another amazing story, dude. Like, this is why I wanted to bring these amazing women up here, and it's just been holy crap. Like, I know some things and know them, but to hear them even deeper, just it all just like, we didn't prepare for this, guys. I was just like, I sprung it on them. I was like, hey. So just for them to be streaming like that from heart space, it comes from a real place. And guys, my last beautiful soul that I'm going to have on here, her name is Tiffany, and her story is freaking incredible as well. So let's bring Tiffany. What's up, girl? How are you? And let me, unmute you. What's up?
Hi.
Tiffany, thank you for being here with me today. I appreciate you. I want you to share I know you got a crazy sweet girl. I know you got a crazy story, but I want you to share some of the biggest moments in your story that made you who you are today, because you're magic, man. So.
Okay. Well, first, thank you for having me. It's an honor. I have some anxiety that I'm still working through. My childhood was very unconventional. I am one of five girls, the second oldest, and my parents, they divorced when I was 5, but after that, they both struggled with addiction individually, and so growing up with my around my dad, he's Native American, and we lived in the woods in the middle of nowhere in Florida, and so I grew up like eating all kinds of wild animals and camping a lot of really in nature. And in school, I was like really gifted child, but my parents were my parents didn't really pay any attention to me. And so when I was about 15, I got pregnant with my first child, Micah, and I had him when I was 16 years old. Um, and I had, no support like from my family, but his family was very supportive. And so I ended up having another baby when I was 18. So we had 2 kids by the time I was 18. And we ended up not working out. And whenever I left him, I left our house because we had a physical altercation, and I didn't have anywhere to go. Like my parents, didn't have anywhere for me to go to. So I didn't really have a support system. So long story short, I ended up getting like my kids taken from me. And that was really traumatizing, extremely traumatizing. And so that like was the beginning of my very long dark night that lasted 10 full years from age 20 to age 30. I was introduced to opioids, unfortunately, by my mother. She was on them at the time, and she was getting like prescriptions of them. So long story short, I ended up getting addicted to opioids, and it was a downward spiral. I started injecting them, and then I was injecting Dilaudid, which is another opioid. And I was out there like I used to be on meth. I was on cocaine, crack, opioids, Xanax, whatever I could get my hands on. And to support my habit, I was an escort. And so there was a lot of like exploitation with that. I got involved with this guy who was older than my dad, and he was a drug dealer, and he was extremely abusive. I have multiple scars still from him beating me up, and so it just kept going on like that for a long time. And then when I was in 2020, well, it would have been the end of 2019, I met Corey. Well, the beginning of 2019, I met him, and I don't know why he was so nice to me because, girl, I had shaved my head. I was bald for the longest, and then when it grew back, I had pink hair. It was, girl.
Had colors.
So, I ended up getting pregnant, and I tried to get clean during my pregnancy, but I couldn't. I didn't, and I don't want to say ashamed to say that because I'm not ashamed, but unfortunately, I used during my pregnancy, and whenever I gave birth to Christian, my son, in June of 2020, he was healthy, but he was addicted. And so he was in the NICU for about a month and a half or 2 months. But they only let me stay in the hospital for 3 days, and then they made me leave. And I wasn't even allowed to have contact with him. And it was driving away from the hospital was like something clicked in me because I had lost my other 2 boys, and they're still in my life, but at a distance, and I really let them down, I feel like. So I knew that feeling, that pain of being separated. And I knew that I wouldn't have survived it. I knew like if I would have lost him, that I probably would be dead, because the pain would have been unbearable and I would have just over medicated, and I don't think I would have made it. So the next day I went to rehab. I checked myself into rehab, and I stayed 30 days in a I got lucky. My aunt, she's a nurse at this nice rehab, and so I went there for 30 days. Then I went to another one for about 4.5 months, and then I went from there to sober living house, to another sober living house, and then I was able to. I got a job, my first job ever at age like 31, and I got my own house, and I was reunified with Christian when he was 6 months old, which was like one of the best days of my life. And me and Corey had another baby, Carson. He's 3 now. So I've been clean off of everything for about 5.5 years. Beautiful. And yeah, here I am, just trying to heal the trauma. And
oh, you're so strong. People have this story, Tiffany, and they don't come out of it. You know, they don't make it through. So just the fact that you were able to beat that, come out of the other side, and now you're on this journey, you know, it's really, really powerful. And what people don't understand about addiction is that it's not, addiction is emotional. It is how you're wired. So if you're missing love as a child, as a baby, then we have opioid receptors inside of our body. So those receptors, they form in a different way. So now it's like you search for that feeling. A lot of people that get addicted to opioids, they just want love. They want that warm hug. They want to be nurtured because they never were when they were younger. So their body and nervous system wants and craves that just because of how they were treated and raised at that age. So it's like when you get that first hit and that first feeling, it's like a warm hug, you know, it's a warm hug that you've never felt before in your life. And that's how people fall into that trap of addiction, because you're really just trying to fulfill the pathways in your life that never were fulfilled before. So for you to go through that whole process and get out of it, I mean, it takes a really strong soul to do that, Tiffany.
And my older sister, Destiny, so I'm the second oldest, and my older sister, Destiny, she's 3 years older than me, and she died from her drug use. It's called intravenous. It's called what is it called? Infectious endocarditis, and it's a heart infection, and it's from using needles over and over. The bacteria builds up in your heart, and the infection spreads throughout your body. And I actually had that like 3 different times when I was using, and was in the hospital with it a lot. And so losing my sister, it was really hard. Like I remember going to her funeral and being like, I was wearing like raggedy clothes, and I was all picked up on my face. I had sores, and I just remember all my family members just looking at me like all the pressure. It felt like the world was on my shoulders, you know, because they just like, I'm looking at my mom and I'm looking at everybody, and like they just know that I'm gonna be next, you know what I'm saying? So and then a lot of people that we know from our hometown, we moved out from our hometown about 2 hours away, but just every other week it seems like it's another person who's passed away from opioids, for sure.
Yeah, and you are one of the strong ones that has been able to stay out of it. So Tiffany, where were you at emotionally, mentally before we started working together? I've seen you come out of your shell, girl.
Girl, I was triggered. That's where I was at. Always triggered. And I honestly felt like maybe that is just who I was. Like I had a short temper with my kids. And you know, like I would yell at them, and I really hated that about myself, but I couldn't figure out like how to stop it. It was like this vomit almost just would always come up when I would feel like I was losing control around the house. Like I would feel like I was gonna die almost, like, oh my God. And but so before joining the mentorship, I was really just stuck in like trauma loops. Like I was really identified with my trauma story. That's another thing. Like I kind of felt like that was my comfort blanket. Like it was my, like that was my identity. Like that I am the sum of the things that I've been through. And so that let me feel a lot of like victimization. It let me feel a lot of anger towards people that hurt me or people that didn't protect me. But but now just working through my triggers mostly, like, and you shine, girl. Okay, so seeing you, right, and then hearing your story, and it's so important that and so valuable that you're able to be so raw and honest about your story, because people like me who feel like, oh, this ascension thing, like this awaken thing, this is for other people. You know what I'm saying? People like me, like who've been through these things, like, you guys wouldn't understand me. Like you you just feel like you're on an island by yourself, and you don't think that other people can not only can they relate to you, but that if they knew the truth about you, that they would look at you in a different way. And being able to see you though, and you come into your power, and it gives me permission, like to own, number one, to own my story. And I've always wanted to share it because I know that there's people that it could help. But I don't know, it's just yeah.
You did it. You just did that. You just shared your story, and you're going to help so many people because you literally don't know who you're talking to and who's going to see this. But I promise you that someone that has been in your position and felt the way that you felt is going to watch this and be like, oh my God, she did it. And that just gives you the permission to do it yourself, because you see another person, you see yourself in another person. So girl, it's you, it's not me. I'm just your mirror. So how has your life changed emotionally, financially, physically, or in your relationships since you've started doing this type of work?
Oh my God. So emotionally, it's changed dramatically. Like my mood, my mothering is different. I'm more able to be calm and collected. I realized that it was the things that they were doing that was making me upset. That it was almost like the fact that maybe I wasn't allowed to do the things that they're doing when I was their age. Or maybe it's that, I'm not sure what it was, but so emotionally I feel like very hopeful, very optimistic. And then financially, so whenever I was escorting, there were these websites that were online. One's called Backpage and one's called cityxguide.com. And they were classified ad websites that girls could advertise themselves on. So I was always being advertised on there, sometimes independently, but majority of the time by a pimp. And so a couple years ago, the government arrested the people that owned those websites, and they confiscated, I want to say it's like 215 million or something. It was a good chunk of money from them. Yeah. And so right after, like, because I've been in the Unlimited Ascent school community for a while, and you had the mentorship, and money's tight for us, and so I had been like I'd wanted to do it, but I wasn't making the leap and actually investing in it. So when I finally did, I swear to God, 2 days later, I'm on Facebook and the advertisement for the back page, it's called the Back Page Remissions Fund. And it came up. And the deadline is in January. And it's been going on for years. And I never heard anything about it. So I feel like it was like the universe, like it was just kind of waiting. It's been circling around, like waiting for me to be ready and to choose healing. And so ever since, I have a pro bono attorney, and the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. They were able to locate multiple of my advertisements, so they appointed me a court ordered clinician to like assess me, because we're claiming past damages and future damages for all of my care that I've been receiving and will need to receive in the future. So I have like this, it's not a if it's gonna happen, it's when and how much it's gonna be. And it's insane to think, because we really like, we need it and we deserve it. And to think that everything that it, because I always used to say to Corey, like, I wish I had something to show for it, because I made so much money. I have touched so much money, and I gave it all away. I would just hand it over to either to the dude or the drug dealer, either one, or they're usually the same person. So here, take all of it. And so I always would say, like, I just wish I had something to show for it, because there's so much. I did so much damage to my spirit, and to feel like I'm left empty-handed was it. I had a lot of guilt, like, oh well, I wish I would have at least like did something with the money, you know what I'm saying, for myself. So to have this happening now is incredible, and I'm
I just love
excited.
this so much. It's like a sign. You know what I'm saying? It's like you, no matter who you are, you're always held and taken care of. Even in your darkest, most deepest, like no hope times, you're always held and taken care of. And everything that you thought you couldn't get through, look at you now. You're here getting through it. And it's like, once you took that leap of faith and commitment in yourself, and you chose you for one of the first times in your life, look how you were held energetically. You know what I'm saying? It's beautiful. Like, Tiffany, your story is so inspiring. And, I appreciate you coming on here and sharing it. And you've inspired many, many people today by getting through what you're getting through. And I can't wait for the day that you receive what you deserve from everything that you've went through. And I'm so excited. So you're going to keep us posted. And is there anything else that you would tell somebody that's going through something like similar that you've gone through?
For addicts, they're really pressured into doing like the 12 steps, right? And it wasn't working for me, the 12 steps. And I feel like it can feel isolating, and almost like it's almost like there's only this one way, you know what I'm saying, to do it. And you have to do these steps. And if you don't do them in order, and then, and I just want to say that there's no like right way to get better. And to what I did is, once like my body was better, my mind wasn't, like, it was really stuck. And I just was searching, just search out knowledge, search out information, be a lifelong learner. Never be arrogant and think that you can't learn something from every single person. And when you don't stand in the way of your own blessings, like, I feel like only thing that has ever been like stopping me from being successful is the stories that I've been telling myself in my head about myself.
Yep.
And
Always.
yeah,
It's
that's
always,
it.
that's always the energy that prevents us from getting to the next level, is the stories that we tell ourselves. But once those stories are pulled away, it's like you realize that, oh, that was just a story I was telling myself. So thank you, Tiffany, for being here with me today. I just, all of you guys, I mean, you guys are just wonderful and awesome. And I'm going to see you at our next masterclass and inside of our community. I love you so much, Tiffany. You are such an inspiration. Thank you so much for sharing your story.
All right, guys.
All right. Phew, man, that's wow. Just so much, guys. Do you see? It's like we never think that other people will understand us. We never think that people will are going through the stuff that maybe we've went through. Like Tiffany said, we sometimes feel like we're on an island all alone. And then you realize, no, there are many people going through the same things that you're going through. And it's up to you to choose you and put yourself first and make these changes to help yourself, because honestly, you can't change anybody, but you can inspire change in others. And so the minute that you start to address yourself and look at yourself and do the work that you need to do to get back whole and feel good within yourself, you're then affecting other people. You don't have to try to change anyone. You just have to try to change yourself. And that is alone good enough. And as you start to grow and as your frequency starts to change, your life will start changing. I mean, Tiffany even said it, the minute that she invested in herself for one of the first times, it turned around on her, and it will be tenfold, 20, a millionfold. I'm hoping, shoot, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, guys, it's all about the mirror. It's all about looking back at yourself and realize, what stories am I telling myself to hold me back from my greatest good? And address those things. Look at those things. Invest in yourself. If it's not in me and my coaching and my mentoring, do it for yourself. Find somebody else that you resonate with and look to learn from these people. I mean, I have like 6 mentors that I work with. I just brought on a business coach. I can always learn something new. Always. So learn how to invest in yourself. Learn how to be hungry for the knowledge, the information, the growth, the energy, because it will come back to your life. And again, I'm just going to stress this one more time. You cannot change anybody. You can't. As hard as you try to do it, you cannot change anybody. You cannot force your habits, your lifestyle, your way onto another and expect them to receive it. You're only disappointing yourself. All you can do is change yourself and then inspire others by, whoa, look at her and what she's doing. She was where I was, and now she's over there doing that. That's something I want to do. That's all you can do, is inspire others by changing yourself. And in turn, you really are sharing positive energy and growing the collective energy into more goodness by doing that for you. And especially, guys, especially women, mothers, it's like these stories we tell ourselves, oh, everything's going to fall apart if I don't take them to practice and I don't make the breakfast and I don't make the dinner and do all these it's like these are just stories that you're telling yourself to keep yourself trapped in a toxic loop, to maybe just not even look at yourself. Maybe you're afraid to look at yourself. Maybe that's why you're telling yourself the story. I was recently, I've realized in the past year, I was telling myself all types of stories because I was still scared to stand on my own 2 feet, to really embody my power. I was terrified. So I was trying to grab onto others and grab onto things like, oh, well, this will make me important. This will make me important. Oh, and then hide because I'm scared, because if I show up authentically 1000% aligned and in my power, then maybe I won't be accepted. Maybe I'll be judged. Maybe people won't like me. Maybe I'll lose everything. And these are just stories. We have to get out of those toxic loops and then realize, no, that's where our power is to show up authentically 1,000,000% us and to exude what it is that we are supposed to do and not everybody else's. You don't want to be on your deathbed realizing, I lived everybody else's life but my own. I mean, that's some deep stuff. There is a study that was done. 80% of the people on their deathbed, their last wish was that they wish they would have lived for them. That's all you can do, guys. I could rant about this for a minute, but I have an interview, so I'm not going to. I'll make that a whole nother episode. But anyways, guys, if you want to start feeling better now, just go to unlimitedmeditationpack.com, guys. I have 5 free meditations there that help you calm your nervous system. It helps you get out of these stuck loops, these energetic toxic cycles, and it helps you to get back into the frequency of you again, to calm yourself. It helps you to look in the mirror and see things that maybe you didn't know was there. So let me actually drop the link inside of the chat for you guys, unlimitedmeditationpack.com. I'm really starting to push these because I realize very, very helpful for people. And it's like, you just have to take that 1 foot forward, you know? And this is simple. It's free. It's just meditations, guys. They're not super long. They're not overwhelming. You know what I'm saying? Like they're like 10 to 15 minutes and they're extremely helpful. And yes, Liz, light language is healing. Okay. Yes, no, I mean, they are very powerful and they're theta entrainment. So they'll put your body and mind into the brainwave state of receiving deep into your subconscious. So extremely powerful stuff, guys. I really want you to just dive into yourself. I mean, you guys can start there and then look on my website. I do offer coaching and I'm kind of changing my whole flow in the next couple months, and you guys are going to see a lot more from me. So anyways, I just want to thank the ladies again, Scully, Vila, Tiffany. Thank you so much for joining me today and sharing your extremely powerful stories. The things that they were able to get through and get, move forward and be where they're at today is just insanity to me, because I don't even know if I took any of their lives. I don't know if I could do it. So it's just, it's mind blowing. So I want everybody to, give them some positive energy and love for sharing. I know it's hard to do that the first time that you do that. And I kind of put them on the spot and they did it. So I love it so much. Very powerful. I know they did inspire many today. So much love and honor to them. And thank everyone else for joining me tonight. I appreciate you guys so much. If no one told you today, I love you. And I hope everyone has an amazing, amazing week ahead of them. And if you haven't, unlimitedmeditationpack.com, guys. And look out for my offers. If you're in South Florida, Fort Lauderdale, my last freaking event, guys, my last event of the year, December 14th. So the spots are limited. The other event that I had, guys, sold out in literally 1 week. So you do not want to miss this because these are extremely powerful. I'm going to drop this in the chat one more time before I leave. South Florida, come see me if you're close. I know someone's driving, I think from Tennessee or something. It's me and Robin, Ms. Robin Thompson. She is a celebrity photographer and has gone through her own stuff and has really just built a serious, amazing, powerful brand. She is a very powerful woman. So she will be my special guest, and we'll be going deep into somatic healing and ways to really step back into your energy and create the abundance that you really want. You know what I'm saying? All of us at the end of the day, we just want to have better relationships. We want more money. We want to look better. We want to feel better. We want better lives, right? And I've cracked the codes, some of the codes. I'm still learning, guys. But I have cracked some codes on how to get into the frequency of that to be able to attract that stuff for you. And mind, body, soul, guys, you have to address all 3 if you want to really optimize in this life. It's all about frequency and vibration, okay? And if anyone is going to Art Basel, I will be hosting some stuff out there and on a panel. So I will put all of the links, guys, on my website, ElisabethUnlimited.com, or I will, drop them on my socials. You guys are going to see a lot coming up in the next week for that. And again, don't miss out on coming to my last event of the year that I'm hosting, because right after that, guys, I'm off to Dubai for the Gladiator Summit. I will be speaking in Dubai. I'm so freaking excited. Life is good, man. Once you start believing in yourself, you start pouring into yourself, and you start really getting to the frequency and vibration of divinity and connection, then things literally just unfold for you. And I promise you that it's freaking insane how the stuff happens. I mean, Art Basel just happened today. And it's just by talking to somebody that talked to somebody. Dubai just happened because it was talking to somebody that talked to somebody. And if you believe in yourself that much, if you stay in the frequency of knowing your purpose, and I know what my purpose is deeply, and you allow that to come in, oh, baby, it's going to come in a big way. And it's going to blow your socks off. You're going to be like, huh, how did I do this? I mean, the first time that engagement, I mean, I was literally bawling my eyes out because after I went through my dark nights and lost everything in my whole life, I literally lost everything. I'm like, how am I going to do life? How am I ever going to grow from this? How am I ever going to make something of this? But I knew that something inside of me was like, you are meant to do certain things. And this is the certain thing that you're meant to do. Stay in that frequency. And so I did not let myself sink into victim mentality thinking, oh, well, this sucks and my life is over. No, I stayed in the frequency of knowing that I know what my purpose is on this planet. And I don't know how I'm going to get it, but I'm going to stay in this frequency of knowing that I'm going to get it. And so I moved into that. I moved into that every single day. It was a job. That was my job when this first happened. Moving into gratitude, out of fear into gratitude. I mean, I had a mantra: move fear to faith, fear to faith, fear to faith, fear to faith. And if you repeat that mantra, maybe you're going through a dark night. Repeat that mantra. Do not let yourself stay in that fear vibration, because the minute you move from fear to faith, then everything that is meant for you will open up for you. And like I said, when I got asked to speak in Bali, it just literally is bloop. Fear to faith, staying in the vibration of believing and knowing that this is what I'm meant to do. This is what I deserve to do. I don't know how it's going to happen, but it happened. It happened. And stay in that visualization, stay in that gratitude, and watch your life unfold in the way that you divinely want it to. It will. Always, always move from your heart space. And the last thing I'm going to touch on, because I think this is important, is that we are in Mercury retrograde. We are at the end of a 9-year cycle. We are going into a 1-year cycle. So things are coming up for everybody right now. Anything that you have not looked at, anything that you have not dealt with is sure to come up in this time, probably mostly right now until the end of November. It is stuff for you to clear out. So let go. Don't try to hold on to your past if you're trying to elevate into your future. Don't hold on to the things that God Source Universe is showing you to let go. Don't hold on to that, because then your future is further and further away, the one that you've always wanted. So let it go. Address what needs to be addressed and come into this new year, 2026, with new energy in the vibration and frequency of who you know you are to be, connected to divine energy, connected to your inner divine energy that we all have, and stay working through that energy in gratitude, forgiveness, grace, and allowing things to happen, allowing doors to close so other ones can open. Look what happened to Tiffany. She allowed, this door to open for her, and another one was like, boop. She was worried about the loss, but then the other one was like, hello. Same with me. I had to let this was the year for me of letting go of everything that I thought that was. My life is not what it was. I have the same 3 friends that I've had, since middle school. They've always been there for me. But all my new life that I thought was my forever life, none of those people are in my life anymore. They all, that door closed, that chapter is over. And since that chapter is over and I've cut that energy, this new chapter is unfolding like magic into my life. People that are on the frequency of equitable relationships and vibes and wanting to do what I do, that's opening up for me. It's like I'm not resisting anymore. I'm not carrying. I'm not heavy. I'm not pulling. I'm not hustling. I'm not trying. I'm allowing. in grace, gratitude, softness, and divinity. And it's like, hello, here you go. Hello, here you go. Literally like every day. So don't be afraid, because fear is a very low vibration. Don't be afraid to let go of what God source universe is showing you to let go of. Because what you let go of, think about it like a cup. You're pouring all the mucky water out of the cup. Doop, 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 doop. And now your water glass is empty, and now it's ready to get filled with the clean water. It's like the more you pour out, the more new can come in. So if you're going through a hard time, a breakup, losing a family member, losing a job, losing something, we all have this year. I know that everyone has this year. Then let it go. It was not for you. This is the energy of what's happening right now. Let it go. It's not for you. If you have to hold tight, if you have to push resistance, if you have to try, it's not for you, baby. Let it go. Let it go and let the new in and let the new unfold. Because I'm promising you, even in my lowest days, it's work to get back and shift back into that gratitude frequency. It's work shifting into the allowance when you're so conditioned that I got to work my ass off until I get. It's work to rest for a lot of us. I know a lot of the people that are on here right now, because a lot of the people that are on here right now are workhorses. Like, we work, you know what I'm saying? But learn how to rest. Learn how to give yourself back what it needs, and stop steamrolling this body, this beautiful body that we incarnate in. Stop steamrolling it. You only get one. And the minute you start taking care of yourself, your frequency vibration raises. And when your frequency and vibration rises, the magic, the people, the opportunity just literally will drop in. It will be for you because you're in alignment. God source universe does not want you to kill yourself until you die. That is not what we incarnated here to do, period, point blank. It's not. We are here to live aligned from our divine source energy, always through our hearts, through connection, and to be the best that we can be, right? Again, we cannot change anyone else. We can only change ourselves. And just by changing yourself, you're affecting hundreds of thousands of people, most likely, and the earth. So thank yourself. I had a coaching call with a beautiful woman today. I'm telling her, she got 2 beautiful babies. She's a mother, mom guilt, all these things at the end of every single day. Everyone on here, give yourself a high five in the mirror if you're a mother, if you had a bad day, even if you felt like you messed up for the day. You didn't have to always from your higher self. Still congratulate yourself for getting through another day, because you did it, right? We're human. We're not perfect, but we need to start celebrating our little wins, celebrating ourselves, giving ourselves back what we need for the first time. And I think this consciousness is starting to awaken. And I think that this year forced a lot of us into that, because it stripped us away from a lot of what we thought was. And it made us open our eyes and look around like, maybe that was not for me. It never feels good in the moment when you're losing something, or something breaks, or you lose a job, you lose a relationship, you lose a house, you never know. Like, it never feels good in the moment. But the minute that you can look back and be like, oh my God, you see exactly why it had to happen. So just go with the flow, ebb and flow with life. No resistance. Let it go. The doors will open. And on that note, I love you all so much. Thank you for spending this time with me and the ladies tonight, guys. I hope you got some good inspiration nuggets out of here. And I will be back a lot more. I am going to be taking actually, I'm not taking a vacation. I still have a lot of stuff to do, but I love you guys so much. I love you guys so much. Tell somebody today that you love them. Send a voice note to somebody that you haven't talked to in a long time, and send them a voice note and let them know you're thinking about them and you love them, because you do not know how impactful that may be for somebody. So I love all you guys. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. And I will see most of you guys back in my community. If you ain't in it, then join it. And if you want to give yourself that little bit of space, do the meditations, guys. Unlimitedmeditationpack.com. Okay. Anyways, all right, guys. Until next time, I am late for my interview now. Peace and love. Peace and love.
Before we wrap, if you're done living in loop mode, the addictions, the emotional swings, the stuck seasons, start with a tool that actually shifts your state. Go to unlimitedmeditationpack.com and download the free pack I created. It's 5 targeted meditations with theta entrainment frequencies that drop you into the zone where real subconscious reprogramming happens. These sessions calm your system, clear the old patterns, and open you up to better health, better connections, more clarity, and a life that finally moves. Start there. unlimitedmeditationpack.com.